sure your props are close. And sitting up nice and tall. Let's shift side to side for a moment and see how that feels. Maybe it feels good to the hips. If it doesn't, you don't have to shift. And then we'll come center. So you sit up tall, press shoulders back and down and let the palms face up. Closing the eyes, let's bring the focus to our mat. So noticing the points that are touching the mat here, the legs, maybe the points that are touching the prop underneath you. And then bringing our breath all the way to the bottom part of the body, so below the waist. Inhaling all the way down into the legs. And exhaling through the nose, releasing all the air. With very grounding breath. So inhale all the way into the legs. Exhaling through the nose, relaxing through neck and shoulders. Another big inhale. And exhale. And if you'd like to set an intention for your practice today, feel free to do so. We'll move into reverse Shatali Pranayama. Let's inhale through pursed lips as if we're sucking in through a straw. And exhale through the nose. Inhaling through pursed lips, pulling in as much air as you can. Exhaling through the nose. Again, relaxing neck and shoulders as you release the air. Let's take 5 more rounds at your own breath speed. When you're done with your 5 rounds, let the breath be relaxed. Notice any effects from our reverse Shatali Pranayama. This is a cooling breath. You might have felt a little bit of coolness come over the body. It also helps to cool the emotions, clear the mind, and prepare us for practice. Sometimes with these deep inhales, we might feel a little lightheaded. That's normal. Just take a couple of breaths and see if it goes away. It should be just temporary. We're bringing more oxygen to the brain, oxygenating our brain, so it can feel a little lightheaded, like totally not. And slowly open the eyes. Inhale to sweep the arms out and up, palms touch at the top. Exhale, slowly lower fingertips to mat. Your option to lower chin to chest. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, chin to the chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lift. This time we're going to hold at the top, palms touching, and then rolling shoulders down. So making the arms a little bit wider. Pull the belly button in and up. And then I'll give you a direction to lift the pelvic floor. And if that is available, lifting, lifting, lifting. And seeing if you can lengthen through the spine a little bit more here, top of the head reaching towards the sky. Continue breathing in and out through the nose. On our next exhale, left hand to the mat, right fingertips reach. Inhale, slowly lift center. Exhale, lower right hand to the mat, left fingertips reach. Inhale to center. Your option to bring arms to a T here. Exhale, lower left hand to mat, right fingertips reach. Inhale, lifting center. Exhale, right hand to mat, left fingertips reach. Good. Inhale, center. One more. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. And inhale. This time as we exhale, let's twist to the left. Lower arms all the way down. See how that feels. If you need to come out of the twist a little bit, feel free to do that. If you want to go deeper, right hand to the outside of the left knee, back hand can press down to extend the spine. And take a gaze back over the shoulder. Again, adjusting for your body, coming out of the pose a little bit if you need to. We want to feel a nice stretch, but no strain. And following the breath, bringing it all the way down to the bottom of the lungs as we inhale and releasing all the air as we exhale. On our next inhale, let's bring it center, either arms to a T or all the way overhead. Exhale, twisting to the right, lowering arms all the way down. See how deep you need to go on this side. If it feels good, place the hand on the outside of your right knee. Pressing down with the back hand, let's see how far over you can gaze toward the right side or over the back shoulder. And again, breathing deeply in and out through the nose. Engage the abdominals, lift the pelvic floor. On an inhale, slowly bring it center, arms to a T or overhead. Exhale, relax. Let's move any props you're using. And bringing the feet forward, we're going to come into a bridge pose. So with feet flat, let's lower down. You can use elbows, core, or knees to assist as we come all the way down to the mat. With the back flat, pull heels close to the glutes. Palms will be flat by our sides. And on an inhale, we'll press the heels down, lifting the hips, engaging the glutes. On our exhale, slowly lower down. Once you get to the mat, I want you to press the lower part of the back firmly into the mat. And then as you inhale, lift again. Actively pressing heels down, engaging the glutes. Exhale to lower. Remember, when you get all the way to the mat, press the lower back down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale to lower. This time we're going to find a block and place it in between the knees. And we'll do the same pose, squeezing the block in between the knees. So let's first squeeze the block, press the heels down, and then lift the hips, keeping the gaze straight up toward the sky. And we'll hold at the top for 3 breaths. Your option to keep working dynamically, lowering and lifting. See what works for you today. We're pressing heels down, engaging glutes. On your third exhale, let's lower. Removing the block. Let's squeeze both knees into the chest and shift side to side. Rolling over to one side. Use your hand to slowly press yourself up, and we'll come into a tabletop pose. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Making sure fingertips are spread wide. Middle fingers are facing straight forward for that alignment. And we'll extend the left leg parallel to the mat, keeping the gaze straight down. Let's engage the abdominals. Find an inner rotation with your lifted leg. And press through the ball of the foot or the heel, flexing the foot, whichever works for you. Just engaging the lifted leg. Your option to extend the right arm, so opposite arm from that leg. And still breathing in and out through the nose. On our next exhale, we're going to squeeze elbow and knee toward each other. So if your hand is down, go ahead and lift. And then inhale to extend arm and leg parallel to the mat. Exhale, squeeze elbow and knee all the way together. Inhale to extend. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze and hold for 3 breaths. Your option to keep working dynamically. On your third exhale, we'll finish up and inhale to extend arm and leg. Exhale, lower hand and knee. And let's find some hip circles here. So you can make the circles small at first to see how it feels, shifting hips to the right, all the way back toward the heels, then bring them left and center. Maybe take it a little bigger this time, shifting right and back, left and center, using the breath. Exhale to the right, shifting back. Inhale, left and center. Last one. Exhaling right. Inhaling left. We'll switch sides, extending right leg back, parallel to the mat. Engage the abdominals. Find that inner rotation with the right leg. So that means your knee is facing straight down, not outward to the side of your mat. Then either flex the foot or press through the ball of the foot, like you're wearing a high heel shoe. And that option to extend the left arm forward, gazing down or breathing deeply. Now on our next exhale, let's squeeze elbow and knee toward each other underneath the body. Inhale, extend it out. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, extend. This time we'll exhale to squeeze and hold 3 breaths, or keep working dynamically, extending and squeezing. Maybe that works better today, or maybe you even take a break. Once you're done with your 3 breaths, extend it out on your inhale. Exhale, hand and knee to the mat. For those hip circles to the left this time, shift left a small circle first, all the way back toward the heels. Shift right and center. If it feels good, shift further over to the side and then back. And then right and center, using the breath. Exhale, left and back. Inhale, right and center. Last one. Big exhale. And inhale. Let's set hips all the way back toward the heels. Your option to bring the knees wide. And as we walk hands forward, forehead lowers to your mat or block. And filling the back as much as you can with the breath. Take a nice big inhale, feel that expansion on the side back. As you exhale, relax through the shoulders, the neck. Feel yourself getting closer to the mat. A couple of more deep breaths here. Moving any blocks you're using. Coming into downward facing dog. We'll lift slightly, tuck the toes, and send the tailbone tall. Pressing hands down and forward, lift the tailbone. Remember, we're pressing through knuckles and finger beds, taking some of the weight off the wrists. You can pedal the heels here. Feel free to keep the knees bent. Or if you're ready to get a little deeper into the back of the legs, straighten up the legs a bit more. And on an inhale, we'll come forward to plank pose. Holding here for 3 breaths, your option to lower knees to the mat. Continue pressing through knuckles, finger beds, and the palms. Pull the belly button in and up. Keep your gaze straight down toward the mat. On your third exhale, Chaturanga, bending elbows close to the body to lower. On an inhale, come to Cobra, pressing hands down and back to lengthen the spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feel free to transition through that tabletop. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, Chaturanga. We're going to hover over the mat for 3 breaths. If that doesn't feel good to your body, go ahead and lower. You can also use knees. On your third exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, lift the heart using back muscles, squeezing elbows close. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, Chaturanga, bending elbows to lower. Inhale, hold your Cobra for 3 breaths. Elbows squeezing tight, shoulders pressing down. And if you can, pull the belly button in and up. Lengthen the back of the neck, hands pressing down and back. Feel that extension through the spine. On your third exhale, downward facing dog. Let's inhale the right heel back and up. We'll hang out here for 3-legged dog. Make sure hands are pressing down and forward. And as you do that, you should feel the right heel lift a little bit further. Relax the head and neck. Find that inner rotation with the right leg. So toes are facing down and not out to the side. On an exhale, pull the knee toward the chest, step the foot forward to lunge pose. So remember, you can adjust so heel is right underneath the knee. On an inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Your option to lower the back knee. Exhale, lower again. This time we're going to focus in on that right heel. As we inhale, press the heel down. See if that changes your movement or the feeling within the back. Exhale to lower. Inhale, slowly lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. This time we're going to hold at the top for crescent pose. So left hip is pulling forward. Back heel is lifted. Always the option to keep the back knee on the mat here. And straighten up the arms, really engaging the triceps, the biceps, but relaxing shoulders down. Always the option to come to cactus pose, 90-degree angles. Let's hold for 2 more breaths. Pressing down through the front heel, pulling belly button in and up. We'll exhale to lower hands all the way down to the mat. Inhale, right foot back to plank, knees or toes. Exhale, Chaturanga, bending elbows close to the body. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to lift the left heel back and up. Holding here for a few breaths, hands pressing down and forward. Option to bend the standing leg. As we rotate the left leg in just a bit, toes are facing down instead of out to the side. Make sure head and neck are relaxed. On your next exhale, squeeze knee to chest and place the foot as far forward as you can, adjusting so knees over the ankle. On an inhale, sweep arms out and up. Remember that option to lower the back knee. Exhale to lower, bringing focus into that left heel. Inhale, press the heel down and lift the arms out and up. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift and hold this time. Relaxing shoulders, but engaging the arms. So nice, strong arms here with that option to come to cactus arms, 90-degree angles. Pull the belly button in and up. Pressing down with our left heel. If your back knee is lifted, press through the back heel. On our next exhale, let's lower. Inhale, left foot back to plank, knees or toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Press down and back with the hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's inhale, right heel back and up. Exhale, forward to lunge pose. Pulling the foot all the way forward, so knees over the ankle. Let's lower the back heel. Coming into warrior two. Front heels lined up with the back arch of the foot. Our back toes are angling out to the side of the mat. As we inhale, left arm's going to windmill up and over. Feel free to use your knee to assist. Then we're going to exhale to come back down. So nice and slow movements here. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. This time, bring the focus to your heels. And as you lift, press down with the heels. Inhale. Lift it all the way up. We'll hold here for warrior two. Nice deep bend into the front knee. Pulling the left hip back. Hips are squared to the left side of our mat. Shoulders relaxed here. And make sure shoulders are stacked over the hips. And you can gaze over the right fingertips or maybe over to the left side. See what feels good to your neck. See if you can lift the pelvic floor here. Pull belly button in and up. Reach tall through the top of the head. For our last two breaths, try to squeeze the legs toward each other. See what that activates. On our next inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale to reach as far forward as you can. We're going to work dynamically. Inhale, lift it to center again. Exhale, reach as far forward as you can. Inhale to center. Exhale, reach. If it doesn't feel good to reach that far, you don't have to go as far as you can. Lift center. Last one, reach and hinge, triangle pose. So right hand's coming to the inside of the leg, maybe using blocks here. You can always stack blocks if that feels better. We're going to try to stack top shoulder over the bottom and pulling the top shoulder back just a little bit, maybe even lifting it up and then extending through the spine. We want to try to get a straight line as possible on the right side. So if you feel like you're bending a lot on that side body, extend a bit more, see if you can straighten it up. And gaze can go toward the sky, over toward the side, or down to the mat. On an exhale, slowly bend into the front knee, bring elbow to knee. You can keep your hands on your blocks if you like. Inhale, straighten the front leg again. Exhale to bend. Inhale, straighten. So this is a side angle pose. Exhale to bend. One more. Inhale, straighten. Good. Exhale to bend. We're going to hold here. Your option to take elbow to the knee. Maybe take the top fingertips overhead. Or if the shoulder needs a break, take the hand behind you, palm facing away from the back. And then we'll extend again through the spine, reaching through the top of the head. You can use the elbow pressing down into the knee, or if you're using your block, still press the hand into the blocks. Find that extension. Maybe lower the hips down more if you need a deeper hip stretch. 2 more breaths. And we'll slowly lower, moving any blocks we're using and pivoting on the back toes to find lunge pose. Inhale, right foot back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Feel free to use knees. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll bend the knees halfway toward the mat. Keep pressing hands down and forward to keep that extension through the tailbone. Relax the head and neck. On an inhale, lift the left heel back and up. Exhale, forward to lunge pose. Pulling it all the way forward, so knees over the ankle. Lower back heel to the mat. Aligning the feet for warrior two. Front heels align with the back arch of the foot. And your back toes are angling out to the side of your mat. On an inhale, windmill right arm up and over. So left hand pressing into the knee if you need a little assist. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, lift it up. Bringing arms to a T. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. This time we'll inhale to lift and hold. Nice deep bend into the front knee, maybe adjusting the feet a little wider or closer together. Right hip's pulling back this time, so hips are square to the side of our mat. Relax the shoulder blades down and find your gazing point. Keep breathing, pulling the breath all the way to the bottom of the lungs. Maybe you bring a hand to the base of the lungs or the abdomen here. See if you can feel it moving as you breathe. Lift the pelvic floor. See if you can find a little more length through the spine. On our next inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, reach forward over that front leg. Remember, it doesn't have to be all the way. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach. I find this is a great stretch for my hips. I like to go deep, but see what works for you. We're inhaling to lift and exhaling to reach. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhaling to reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach and hinge. Triangle pose, left hand's lowering to your leg, block, or mat. And then extend. Try to find that straight side. Reaching through the top of the head, stacking shoulders. So maybe lifting that top shoulder up and then rolling it back a bit. Gaze up, forward, or down. Press the heels into the mat, lift the toes. Find that engagement and link through the legs. On our next exhale, bend into the front knee, elbow to knee, side angle pose. Inhale, straighten. Remember, you can keep your hands on your blocks. Exhale to bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale to bend and hold. Your option to take the top hand overhead. Maybe bring the hand behind you, palm facing away from the back, relaxing the shoulder. And we'll extend. Press the heels down. Extend through the spine. Maybe your elbow presses down or hand if it's at the block. 2 more big breaths. Lowering hips if needed. Enjoying that deep stretch. We'll exhale to lower both hands down nice and slowly as we pivot on the back toes. Move any props you're using. Inhale, left foot back to plank pose, knees or toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend the knees halfway toward the mat. Press hands down and forward to find that length. Relax the head and neck. Gazing forward, we'll inhale to jump or walk forward. Coming into our Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Feel free to use blocks here, or if it feels good to grab elbows, shift side to side. If you're holding elbows, release them. With knees bent, press the heels down and inhale to sweep arms out and up. Exhale, chair pose. Sit back into the heels. Inhale, slowly lift. Keeping that focus on the heels. Exhale to lower, shifting back. Inhale, lift, pressing heels down. Exhale, sit back into chair pose. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. We're going to hold here. Let's lower hands to the heart. Your option to take a little twist here, twisting to the right, and listen to the back. If it's too much, stay center. For those of you that are ready to lower, take the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. And as we press into the knee, we extend the spine, maybe gazing over the right shoulder. So if deep twists are good for your body, feel free to take that twisting option. On our next inhale, we're lifting, pressing heels down to assist. Exhale, bend the knees, swan dive forward. Feel free to bring hands to blocks or grab elbows and shift side to side. If you're holding elbows, release. With knees bent, inhale to sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, chair pose, sitting back into the heels, freeing the toes, maybe lifting them. Hands lower to the heart. And we're twisting left, maybe just an inch or two. Maybe go a little deeper if that feels right for your back. Or elbow can lower to the outside of the left knee. So that's right elbow to the outside of the left knee. So you're twisting here. You can press that elbow into the knee to lengthen the spine, maybe gazing over the left shoulder. Checking in with the breath, make sure you're allowing it to move all the way down to the bottom of the lungs and releasing all the way on your exhales. On our next inhale, press the heels down, slowly lift, untwisting. Exhale, bend the knees, swan dive forward. Hands to blocks or elbows. Releasing elbows if you're holding them, knees bent. Inhale to sweep arms out and up. Exhale, hands to heart. Holding here, press the thumbs against your chest. See if you can feel the heartbeat. And we'll take 3 deep breaths to try to slow the heartbeat. With eyes open, let's bring arms to a T. Shifting the weight into our left foot, make sure toes are angling straight forward. On an inhale, we'll lift the right knee. Exhale, shift the foot back and hinge forward to warrior 3. Inhale, slowly lift again. So an option here, variation, keep your toes on the mat, just the heel lifted. Exhale, shift the leg back and hinge forward, keeping toes on the mat if that's what works for you. Inhale to lift, sliding the toes forward or lifting knee. Exhale, shift the foot back, hinge forward. 2 more. Inhale, lifting, pressing into that standing heel. Exhale, shift the foot back, hinge forward. Inhale to lift. Exhale, shift the foot back, hinge forward. And we're going to hold our warrior three. Your option to bring hands to the heart, maybe lower hands down to blocks. This can also be really supportive and balancing. So I'll turn to the side so you can see it. So hands would be on the blocks, leg extended back behind you, or even toes on the mat work. You're still working with balance either way. On an exhale, we'll lower the foot, bend the knees, and you can round the back if that feels good, grabbing elbows or stay on your blocks. With knees bent, inhale to sweep arms out and up, pressing heels into the mat. Exhale, hands to heart. Take one deep breath here, pressing thumbs against the chest. Bring arms to a T. Shift the weight into your right foot this time. As we inhale, lift the left knee. Exhale, press and hinge, warrior three. Remember that option to keep toes on the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press and hinge. Inhale to lift. Exhale, press and hinge. Two more. Really using your breath. Nice full inhale to lift. And complete exhale to shift back and hinge. Last one. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, press and hinge. Holding our warrior three. Remember those arm options, hands to heart or maybe to your blocks. Keeping that extended leg engaged, whether it's parallel to the mat or toes on the mat. It's still engaged. On our next exhale, let's lower the foot. Hands can stay at the blocks, or maybe you round the back and grab elbows, shifting side to side. Coming into Malasana Yogi Squat, we'll heel toe the feet a little wider than hip distance. We're going to lower the hips down. So arms can come forward for balance. You can place a prop underneath you so that you come to sitting on that prop for more support. And wherever you've come to, we're going to try to keep heels on the mat. So that may mean you need to adjust the feet wider. And then we'll lift the heart. If it feels good to bring hands to heart, try pressing elbows into the insides of your knees. And you can always lower to a different side of your prop if you're using that. And if it feels good to lower closer to the earth. I like to shift side to side in my Malasana. It helps me to get deeper, but see what works for you. If staying center is better, stay there. Releasing hands to mat. Let's lift the tailbone. Heel toe the feet back to hip distance. Remember, you can use your blocks here. And we'll make the way to the top of our mat if you're not there. Move the blocks if you're using them and step left foot back to a lunge pose. Coming into twisted lunge, left hand can stay down on the mat or block, right arm lifts. So that variation, knee on the mat, maybe hand to your knee for a twist, but not as deep. And wherever you've come to, lengthen through the spine, top of the head reaching away from the tailbone, pulling belly button in and up, finding your gazing point of choice, breathing deeply. We'll exhale to lower the right hand, moving any props you're using. Shift the weight forward and step left foot next to the right. And when you're ready, right foot back, lunge pose. Right hand stays down, mat or block. Left arm lifts. Remember that variation to lower the back knee, bring left hand to the front knee. And the gaze can go as far over to the left as it feels right for you. Maybe it stays more neutral to the left side or down toward the mat. Keep extending through the spine, top of the head reaching. Engaging abdominals. Let's take 2 more big breaths here. Twisted lunge pose. We'll slowly lower left hand down, moving any props you're using. Let's lower the back knee if it's lifted, and we're going to step left foot back so both knees are on the mat. And then walk the hands close to the knees so we come to standing on the knees. Take hands behind you, interlace the fingers and straighten the arms, or you can use a strap here if arms aren't quite straightening. And if you want, you can lower hips to heels. If you have no back injuries and you want to move into rabbit pose, slowly lower forehead to the mat. Or you can slide a block underneath the forehead and then lift the tailbone and the hands. So remember, if you have any back injuries, stay with the chest lifted. Maybe bring arms further away from you or knuckles toward the earth, so down. You can also take the stretch deeper. So see what you need. Tops of the shoulders, knuckles down. Front of the shoulders, arms away from you. If you're in rabbit pose with the forehead on the mat, slowly lift back up. Inhaling, and then everybody release. Let's walk the hands forward and come into pigeon pose, sliding the right knee forward in between the hands. And we'll reach the left leg back, so we're deepening the stretch through the hips. You're welcome to place a block underneath the right hip for support. And when you're ready, lower elbows down, either to another block or all the way down to the mat. As you come lower to the mat, you may use a block underneath the forehead to support the neck. That can be really comfortable and allow the body to relax and deepen even further into pigeon pose. And focusing on the breath. Let's inhale into the space that you feel the stretch. And as you exhale, relax the muscles where you're feeling the stretch. So maybe glutes, hips, legs. And we'll slowly begin to lift. Let's move any props we're using. With palms flat on either side of the knee, we'll slide the right knee back. And switching sides, bring the left knee forward, extend the right leg back to deepen. Feel free to place that prop or block underneath the left hip. And when you're ready, elbows lower to another block or to the mat. And as you come lower, maybe you use the block underneath the forehead for the neck. Once you've found your comfortable position, breathe deeply, pulling the air into the stretch, using your exhale to soften and deepen into your pose. And we'll slowly begin to lift, moving any props we're using. With palms flat on either side of the knees, slide the left knee back. And if your props are kind of at the top of your mat like mine, let's bring it to the side of our mat so we have them available to use. You can cross the ankles here and try to sit back in between the feet if that works. If that doesn't work, slide the feet over to one side and then sit back. Wherever you can bring the legs forward. And scooching to the center of your mat, let's lower down. Use elbows to assist. And let's lift the heels tall, finding legs up the wall. Take the palms flat by your sides, pressing down. Or for a little more support, take hands underneath the low back with the palms facing down. If you want to find shoulder stance today, feel free to move into shoulder stance, lifting the hips, straightening up as much as you can from shoulders to feet. Always paying attention to the body though, making sure it feels safe. And if you're in shoulder stance, let's lower one hand and then the other, bending the knees and slowly lowering the back, using the core to slow the descent. If hands are underneath your low back, take them out. And as we bend the knees, we're going to take right ankle to the left knee, coming into a figure 4 stretch. Right arm is going to reach in between the legs and we'll take a hold of the left knee, maybe underneath the left thigh, or if that's still too deep, use your strap and wrap it around the left thigh. So you're still finding that connection, but just not as deep here. You can try flexing the right foot, maybe pressing the right knee away from you, and breathe. Releasing arms to a T, palms facing up. If it's safe for your back to G-twist, lower the figure 4 to the left side. If you have any back injuries, lower the left foot flat on the mat, and you can cross right knee over left for a little twist there. Let's see what works. If it's comfortable to gaze to the right side, maybe you twist a little further up the spine. Using the breath, inhaling to the bottom of the lungs and exhaling to release all the air. If you lowered legs, we'll engage abdominals and lift. Releasing right foot to the mat. Let's take left ankle to the right knee. As we slowly lift the figure 4, our left arm weaves in between the legs, grabbing on top of the right knee, underneath, or using the strap, wrapping it around the back of your right thigh and finding that connection there. Remember, you can flex your left foot, the one that's at the knee, maybe press that left knee away from the head. All these little adjustments take the stretch deeper if that's what you're looking for. Two more big breaths. Release arms to a T, palms facing up. And again, if it's safe for your body to do that twist, lower the legs over to the right side. If not, take the right foot flat, cross left knee over the right. Your option to gaze over to the left side, so opposite side of the knees. Using the breath, pulling your breath into your stretch. Exhaling to soften, relaxing, and lengthening the muscles. And if you lower the legs, engage abdominals and bring the legs center. With both feet flat on the mat, let's extend the legs. Coming into Shavasana, arms by our sides, palms facing up. And you can try tucking the tailbone here to get the back flatter on the mat, and then straighten the legs again. But if it feels more comfortable, knees can stay bent, falling together in an inverted V shape. If you happen to have an eye pillow, place it over the eyes. We'll take a couple of deep breaths here, exhaling through the mouth, encouraging the body to relax and release. Soften the forehead and eyebrows. Part the teeth so the jaw and the neck relax. Soften the muscles around the heart, shoulders. Relax through the arms, down into the wrists and hands. Relax the torso, abdominals, the back muscles, moving down into the hips. Relax the glutes. Soften the leg muscles. Relax the feet and toes. Allow the body to move into that rest and digest state. Parasympathetic nervous system activating. Enjoying the stillness and peace that you've cultivated throughout your practice. And the breath is nice and easy here, not forced. Maybe you follow the breath as it moves in and out of the body to keep yourself grounded and connected to your practice. Let's begin to deepen the breath. Wiggle fingertips and toes. Shift the head side to side, small movements if needed. On our inhale, reach arms overhead, pointing to the toes, so straightening the legs if they're bent. Then exhale to relax the body. Inhale, reach fingertips to toes. Exhale to relax. With feet flat, bent knees. Roll over to the left side of the body using your arm as a pillow, stacking the knees. The top arm can come to the hip or to the mat in front of you. We'll take 2 deep breaths. And slowly press yourself up, using that hand to push into the mat to lift. Come into a cross-legged pose. Feel free to sit on a prop here. As we sit tall, let's press the shoulders back and down, rotating the palms to face up. We'll close the eyes and bring focus to the body and mind, noticing any differences from the beginning of our practice. If you set an intention for your practice today, bring it back to mind. Take another breath into your intention. And then thank and honor yourself for making time out of your day to practice yoga, to nourish your body, mind, and spirit. And slowly flutter the eyes open. Inhale to sweep arms out and up, palms touch. Exhale, lower fingertips to mat, chin to chest. Inhale to lift. And exhale, hands to heart. Namaste.